2019 Subaru Crosstrek Hybrid Car Review. Subaru's 2019 Crosstrek Hybrid may be the WRX STI turned thoroughly. These bookend variants on the Impreza line are Subaru's twin pillars of car nerdery, nevertheless they cater to opposing fanaticisms. The Crosstrek Hybrid would be the one that's neither quick nor fun. This second-generation Crosstrek Hybrid could be the first Subaru plug-in. It's also one in a few hybrids designed with all-wheel drive and enough ground clearance to take care of light off-roading while retaining some dignity. Since it's a hybridized version from the popular Crosstrek, some in the compromises made through the transmogrification are apparent, however they are modest compromises from what is a modest vehicle. Plug-in hybrid Subaru. Subaru has generated a custom-to-motor, power-split transmission to make the Crosstrek's hybrid drivetrain. While Subaru modifies the floor pan slightly to allow for the new module plus the rear-mounted 8.8 kWh power supply that feeds it, the rest from the drivetrain is standard Subi. So you have the familiar symmetrical all-wheel drive system in all of its near glory. The two electric motors have distinct duties. Motor Generator 1 MG1 sends juice to the power supply and provides for a starter with the 2.0-liter flat-4 engine. The cleverly named Motor Generator 2 MG2 provides 118 horsepower and 149 lb-ft of torque to propel the Crosstrek. It truly does work alongside the boxer engine for most circumstances. Subaru calls the computer Star Drive, which what the secondary hull around the USS Enterprise was called on Star Trek, the next generation. But the two are unrelated. The onboard charger will refill the car battery in 5 hours, drawing from your 120-volt outlet maybe in as little as 2 hours at a 240-volt source. A fully charged battery, Subaru says, can offer 17 miles of EV range at boosts to 65 miles per hour. The result is really a 90mph estimate on the EPA. Once battery is depleted, the Crosstrek is rated at 35 miles per gallon combined, up 6 miles per gallon in the non-hybrid model. But Subaru's persistence for all-wheel drive supplies a sizable chunk on the explanation as to the reasons the Crosstrek is really far behind the 46 miles per gallon in the front-drive plug-in Kia Niro. We achieved merely 30 miles per gallon on our 75 miles per hour highway test. With 13.2 gallons of gasoline stored aboard, Subaru claims a full range of as much as 480 miles. A compensation claim we would have to say is heavy by 90 miles in case you're going 75 miles per hour, weight gain. When the electric motor as well as the internal combustion engine work together, there's a complete of 148 horsepower available. Alas, having a curb weight of 3,757 pounds, that's 455 pounds greater than the last CVT-equipped non-hybrid Crosstrek we tested, acceleration is muted. However, its 8.3 seconds 0 to 60 mph time is practically a second quicker than its model. But with its hybrid transmission, it sounds as though it's struggling. The powertrain drone is pronounced and thrust and, no, unlike the camp Crosstrek, a manual transmission will not be available with the hybrid. The hybrid is really a lot quieter overall, however, that has a reduction in noise using a dramatic 5 decibels during wide open throttle acceleration, and 3 decibels for a 70 miles per hour cruising speed. Despite the extra weight, and wearing the identical Falcon all-season tires, the hybrid cornered at 0.85 grams. Slightly a lot better than a gas engine Crosstrek. Braking distances, however, were marginally worse. In electric mode, the Crosstrek hybrid isn't quick, there's adequate spunk to take care of normal traffic, foot pushed too far about the right pedal plus the gas engine will fire. Annoyingly, there isn't any of-mode exchange signal of lockout or burning of hydrocarbons or even a throttle detent or indication from the gauge cluster regarding how much throttle is just too big much. Also, in the end found a 17-mile electric to become achievable inside real world, even during chilly Michigan winter weather. It's impossible to travel on power for any distance above 65 miles per hour, so highway driving has gone out. Sport mode amps up throttle response and makes balancing the switch over point very much more difficult. But owners who are able to recharge both at home and at the job and don't commute on free-flowing areas of highway may rarely should put gasoline involved with it. When it comes time of burning some gasoline using a long trip, they'll still find it rides comfortably enough. And rear seat space is generous among subcompact crossovers. On the shifter, just underneath D is often a B position for increased regenerative braking. The effect is barely noticeable in normal driving and far from your profound braking effect we prefer, as present in electric vehicles including the Chevrolet Bolt EV, the Nissan Leaf, and other Teslas. On-pedal driving is not around the agenda. The grown-up Subaru positions the newest $35,970 Crosstrek hybrid at the top in the lineup and contains decked-out wee beast and flashy duds which range from 18-inch alloy wheels and low-profile roof rails to headlights with blue rings around them that signal virtue such as a halo. There's merely one option, a $2,500 package which includes a power sunroof, a heated controls, voice-activated navigation, plus a Harman Kardon 8-speaker stereo. The showiest component of all would be the door from the Leaf rear flank boldly marked plug-in, which is often a victory of sorts for use, or use. The actual list price paid for that Crosstrek hybrid will be different, greatly determined by state and federal tax incentives. While the Crosstrek hybrid will likely be available to order through all Subaru dealers, it is going to only be carried in inventory in California, Connecticut, Maine, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Oregon, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Virginia. Dealers outside those states might not be trained to service the auto. Subaru supplies the Crosstrek hybrid in 4 colors including one striking hue that the test car was wearing, Lagoon Blue Pearl, and that is exclusive towards the hybrid model. This should cease confused with the Blue Lagoon, which starred Brooke Shields, the 9th highest-grossing movie of 1980. With the interior finished in gray and blue leather, the cabin feels now more refined than that in other Crosstreks. Passenger space is adequate, but luggage volume is compromised by the battery power by a noticeable amount. The intrusion increases the height in the cargo area enough, dropping cargo volume from 21 cubic feet within the conventional Crosstrek to 16 cubic feet inside hybrid. With the rear seats folded, the hybrid's 43 cubic feet is 12 cubes less than within the conventional model. The talent that will wind up since the Crosstrek hybrid's noticeably feature is its 8.7 inches of ground clearance. On dirt roads above Santa Barbara, California, it turned out nimble, never bottomed out, and was always sure-footed. The combination of ground clearance and all-wheel drive launch traction will likely serve rid of it in wintry weather, as well since the quick warm cabin air the hybrid's resistive electric heating provides. Subaru Outback has entrenched itself because brand of choice in foul weather states, for example Montana and Vermont. This also plug-in will undoubtedly expand that appeal. Subaru, though, isn't a niche player inside the U.S. market. It's mainstream and playing being a grown-up now. In a lineup of big sellers including the Forester and Outback, the Crosstrek hybrid will be the equivalent of a Subi snack, but it really brings the brand's full-range competence on the plug-in hybrid market. Even people who aren't nerds can appreciate that.